This animated story comes from Gabon and is adapted from a true story. In the relentless pursuit of comfort and wealth, some are willing to cross forbidden boundaries, engaging in dark rituals without grasping the true cost. Blinded by desire, they make pacts with forces beyond their understanding until the price they must pay becomes far greater than they ever imagined. Let us discover together the story of Echo, titled The Forbidden Rituals. In the village of Leconi, nestled at the edge of a vast and ancient forest, there lived a humble man named Echo. For years, Echo worked as a simple farmer, toiling under the sun, dreaming of a life beyond the monotony of his daily labor. His heart burned with ambition. He desired wealth, power, and prestige, luxuries that seemed forever out of his reach. One night, as the moon bathed the village in its silver glow, Echo heard whispers on the wind. They spoke of a mysterious and forbidden ritual that could summon the Lady of the Waters, a spirit said to possess the power to grant unimaginable riches. The lady, they said, was a creature who dwelled in the deepest lakes and rivers, ruling over the water with an ethereal grace. The villagers spoke of her in hushed tones, for it was said that to invoke her was to risk everything. But Echo's desire for wealth eclipsed his fears. Desperate, he sought out the ancient scrolls hidden in the depths of the village's abandoned temple, a place untouched by time. There, he found the incantations needed to summon the lady. The ritual was fraught with danger, but Echo cared only for the promises of wealth and grandeur. With trembling hands, he recited the forbidden words beneath the rising tide of the full moon. To his astonishment, the waters of the nearby river began to stir, and from the depths a figure emerged, radiant and otherworldly. The Lady of the Waters appeared before him, her long hair flowing like liquid silver, her eyes as deep and dark as the ocean. "I have heard your plea, mortal," she said, her voice like the soft murmur of a stream. "What is it that you seek?" "I desire riches, power, and prestige," Echo replied, his voice trembling with both fear and anticipation. "Grant me wealth, and I will offer you anything in return." The lady studied him carefully, her gaze penetrating. "You may have what you desire, but there is a price," she warned. "To receive such wealth, you must offer what is dearest to you." Without hesitation, Echo agreed, his ambition clouding his judgment. "I will give anything," he said, his heart pounding. The lady smiled, a chilling and knowing smile, before vanishing back into the river's depths. In the days that followed, Echo's life changed beyond recognition. His farm prospered beyond measure, his crops flourished, and his reputation spread far and wide. He became the wealthiest man in Leconi, and with it came prestige, influence, and power. Yet, despite his newfound wealth, something gnawed at him, a sense of unease, a shadow that lingered at the edges of his happiness. It wasn't long before the price of his deal became clear. His son, a bright and loving child named Zuri, fell ill with a mysterious fever. The doctors and healers could not cure him, and his condition worsened each day. As Zuri's health deteriorated, Echo began to hear the whispers again, this time in his dreams, the lady's voice reminding him of the bargain they had made. "Your son is the price," she said. "If you wish to keep your wealth, you must offer him to the waters." Echo's heart broke at the thought. He could not bear the idea of losing his son, the one thing he truly loved. He wrestled with his conscience, torn between the promises of wealth and the love for his child. But the lady's voice continued to haunt him, growing more insistent with each passing day. On the night that Zuri's condition reached its darkest hour, Echo found himself standing by the river, staring into the inky depths. The moonlight danced upon the water's surface, and he could hear the lady calling to him, urging him to fulfill his end of the bargain. But Echo could not do it. He could not sacrifice his son. In that moment of defiance, the weight of his choices bore down upon him. He turned away from the river, his heart heavy with grief and guilt. The next morning, Echo was found dead in his bed. His face was pale, his eyes wide in terror, and his chest heaved with water, an unnatural, suffocating quantity. It was as if the river had claimed him in his defiance, drowning him with the very thing he had sought to control. The villagers whispered that the Lady of the Waters had claimed Echo as her own, a reminder of the price of ambition and the dangers of tampering with forces beyond understanding. His wealth and prestige, once a symbol of his triumph, were now nothing more than a distant memory, swallowed by the relentless tides of fate. Moral of the story: greed may grant you riches, but the price of forbidden power is often more than you can bear. True wealth lies in what you love, not what you gain. If these echoes speak to you, like, subscribe, share, and join us to our journey to discover new legend. The ancestors still speak. Be there to hear them.